New this morning, an interview with the chair of the House committee that is investigating January 6th. Congressman Benny Thompson telling CNN that the investigation will go on as long as it takes to uncover the truth.
I would say that we'll do this work as long as it takes to complete it. Flexibility is important. If we run into significant resistance, then obviously it will take longer. No one is exempt from the review of our committee, and without saying we will do this to former President Trump or some other individual, I will trust the professional investigation that will be conducted. I will trust the people who are tasked with the responsibility of a deep dive into the scope and circumstances that got us to January 6th. And if in fact they bring to us that information that say you need to do this, there's absolutely no reluctance on my part as chair to issue the subpoena.
Republican colleagues who he may have to hear from, because there are questions about who Trump talked to that day. And of course, there are questions about the former president himself and whether he will testify. You're hearing there from Thompson. He's not closing the door from hearing from Trump. He's not closing the door on hearing from Republican colleagues, including people like Kevin McCarthy. I asked him very directly, do you want to hear from the minority leader? And he said, I'm not going to make any promises right now, but we're going to hear from who we need to hear from. So this is going to be a long journey. This is not going to be something that is probably going to be wrapped up even by the end of the year. And if you remember, that bipartisan commission they were trying to negotiate, that was guaranteed to end by the end of the year. This is very different than that. This is going to take some time, Brianna.
And that was Benny Thompson, who worked with Republican Congressman Katko to come up with that proposal. Just to be clear, when we're talking about the person now overseeing this committee.
Well, that's exactly right. This was not his first choice. He didn't want to be the chairman of a select committee. What he was hoping was they could come up with some kind of agreement, and he worked with Katko for months to create a commission. Now, when that fell through in the Senate, he saw an opportunity that this investigation still needed to move forward. And of course, Speaker Pelosi has made it clear she wanted to get those answers too. But, you know, he's making it very clear here that he realizes Republicans are opposed to some of this. There are still questions about who McCarthy is going to appoint to lead the Republicans on this committee. But one thing is very clear to me. Benny Thompson is not mincing words that if Republicans want to make this a sideshow, that's on them. He told me, if you want to use your 5 minutes of questioning to, quote, look stupid, then that's how you're representing your constituents. That's not what this committee is really supposed to be for.